Always down.
Okay, so explain to the people what Beats and Sip is and what's it all about.
Beats and Sip. Beats and Sip was an idea that I had about last year, almost 2 years now, because it was 2020. It was 2020, and the idea was I went to a paint and sip maybe like 2 years before that, and I can't paint for shit. Like I can't paint for shit,
Same.
but right, I can't paint for shit, but I was like, yo, it's gonna be dope. I can go there, I'm gonna drink, have a good time, whatever. So I go in there, do the paint and sip, and I actually like leave with something dope. I'm like, oh, this is fire. Like I actually did this. And it was like a dope feeling to be able to create something that I never thought I could do. So I can't tell you exactly what I was doing where Beats and Sip kind of popped into my head. But I will say as an artist, we're always looking for new ways to push the envelope and finding new ways to build a platform.
Creative.
So the idea pops in my head, and I'm like, oh, that would be dope. And I didn't do anything with it. Like I literally just told everybody about it. I was like, yo, I think this would be dope. And everyone just kept saying, oh, that's dope, that's dope, that's dope. And I had never put together an event like that before. I never put together an event ever. So I was really just kind of shaky about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And after about like a couple months, what happened was I was talking to this girl at the time, and I told her about the idea, and she thought it was fire. And I was like, I'm not even knocking you down yet, and you think it's dope. So clearly, this must.
Oh, that was the confirmation you needed?
I was like, you know what? I didn't even knock you down yet. So you must be telling me the truth. So I just kind of, so at that point, I was like, yo, I know I'm going to do it. And I found a place in Mount Vernon that was doing karaoke. And I was cool with the dude who was doing the karaoke. He said, yo, just talk to Clinton. You know what I'm saying? He can set it up for you. It's no problem because it's Clinton's spot. So I talked to him. He said, cool, no problem. Clinton ended up knowing my dad. He ended up, being a real cool dude. So I had this idea, and I wasn't sure how everyone was going to receive it. I wouldn't lie and say I knew right out the gate, this is $1 million idea. I just thought it was fun. That's what I knew for a fact. It was going to be fun. So when we get there that night, I know no one knows what's actually going to happen. Like if I tell you let's do Beats and Sip, you don't really know what that means. Just because the idea of making a beat seems very complex, and like, well, how do I do this and how do I do that? So you know what I mean? So a lot of people didn't know what to expect. And that was my favorite part of the night, letting the first person watch it and everyone's going, oh, this is fire. And like now everyone's excited to do it and try. Like I want to put, and like it's like it literally played out how I saw it in my head. It played out exactly how I saw it in my head. I was like, yeah, man. And my original plan was to do that first one I did back in October, and then I was going to set up to do this February one. But after I did the October one, everyone was messaging me like, listen, I want it again. Like, we need another one. I was like, all right. So I ended up just doing another one in December. And now we've got February 11th, which would be the next one. That'll be the first one in the city. Then we're doing South by Southwest in March. And then we're headed to Atlanta in April. So
that's fire, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's really been an experience to watch something that like this never been done before. I never in life thought I'd be some sort of innovator and, create something. That was never my thoughts process in life. I was just an artist my whole life. So to go from being somebody who makes music and thinking of my art as like my art is like, no, this is what's new and this is innovative, to create an entire platform and, entirely different idea that's never been done before. It's just never thought I'd be here.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Is where is Beats and Sip? But apparently, it looks like it's kind of like all over. Does it have
Man.
a specific spot?
So this location we're at now, which is over on 24th and Lex, we're looking to make this our primary spot, for New York, Beats and Sip. Okay. So that's the goal. But like I said, people have been messaging us from all over the place, and we're like, well, why not just try to get to as much as possible? Get to all these places. The idea is to build a brand as big as possible, and see where it goes. Because it's new, so like there is no direction for this. I can't go, well, this is what this person did. It's like we are creating the lane as we go along. So my idea is just to be open to as many possibilities, and whatever makes sense for what we're the ultimate goal is. The ultimate goal is to get to a place where we're doing stadiums, and like the same way we're on stage and people are making beats and we're jamming the songs together. It's like a concert. You know what I mean? Like that's the ultimate goal.
That was gonna be my. You're ahead of me.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Next question is like, what is the ultimate goal of Beats and Sip?
Because what it is, it's a party. It's a party. So with it being a party where people are the entertainment, there's no real end to that. And who doesn't want to be the life of the party? Who doesn't want to have the moment to create a dope song or say a dope rap or like, all of us have that.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
everybody has a chance to feel like they're the headliner at their own concert.
Yes. Yes.
So when it comes to the stadium idea,
Mm-hmm.
how would that work? Because my head, I'm thinking, okay, you're on stage, the packed out stadium. Would there be some sort of app where you can make their own? Maybe like they all have like voice counseling
By
network.
that point, it would be more of there would be certain tickets you get where you get to do the beat, and then there's tickets where you're just
Oh,
watching. You're just watching. You're just there enjoying the music, having a good time because it's great music. So it isn't like if you don't get to do a beat, unlike paint and sip, right? If you went to a paint and sip and just watched everybody do a painting and didn't do anything, you'd be like, what the fuck? Why am I here? But you know what I'm saying? It's dope music. So like if music is going and some of your favorite songs are playing on beats, the only thing that's different is the beat is different. But it's still songs and the beat is fire. So yeah, we've all gone to clubs and done this already. We've gone to clubs and they're playing remixes of our favorite songs and we're chilling, having a great time. The only difference is somebody else is making it right in front of you. And it's just not taking an entire studio session, only take you about 5-10 minutes, if that.
what about you ever thought about a Beats and Sip app?
Definitely have, but I'm curious to see what your take on Beatstep App would be.
I'm thinking I'm an idea guy, so I'm thinking, man, you give them the app and people can then create their own beats like at home as well. And then like they kind of have the beat like when they come into Beats and Sip, they already have it there. Or if you create enough dope beats, or maybe you could put it out there to the public where other people can interact with it. And if it get enough likes, maybe you could that beats play at the stadium first or something like that.
Yeah. We on a similar wave. Like I wouldn't have it. There's parts of what you said that me and A have talked about before, and like there's definitely, I guess this is what with it being such a new idea. There's plenty of these.
Yeah.
There's so much room to take this idea that way and this way. So I'm open to like anything because once again, this is brand new. There's no one ever here.
Right. And that's also interesting because I think you guys can also be like the middle ground or the bridge for an average beat maker to make it to the next level to get their big break in the industry as well. Because there's not
That's
many, I think there's different avenues and platforms for artists and maybe some producers, but beat makers, a lot of producers already do that kind of stuff. But if your main thing is beat making, I don't think there's really much of a platform for you to really put your stuff out there.
yeah.
So you
Yeah, the
guys,
goal is definitely, yeah, we definitely want to bridge. So like case in point, right now what we're doing is the beats that people make at Beats and Sip, we're actually gonna sell those beats. We're gonna put those beats on the Beats and Sip page. Mm-hmm. So all right, so boom. So the goal is we're gonna have people sell them. And once we get to a bigger place, right? Because right now I'm taking care of all the production stuff. In the future, obviously, I will not have the time to be making all of these beats and setting everything up. So that's when I would bring in other producers and giving them the platform because as this grows, people will see, oh, what's this Beats and Sip joint? Oh, they actually got beats. I want a Beats and Sip beat. Boom. Who helped construct this? Oh, it was Derek from Boston who works with them. Or this one was Jason from wherever, like giving people an opportunity to where, yeah, all right, bro, not only will people necessarily have your name in the front, no, because I want people who made this beat at Beats and Sip to have that platform and be like, they made it. But as far as industry wise and being behind closed doors and those going on, absolutely. Yo, right now I'm making all the beats. So if somebody would come in, yo, whose beat is this? Yo, I did this joint. Oh, let's work on something together outside of Beats and Sip. Cool. I would love to create a platform where I work with other producers and someone's like, yo, who did this one that those two people did? Oh, that was my man, Sean. I put him on and like open that door. My goal is to not do this myself forever. I have no plans on continuously doing all of these beats by myself. The plan is to open the door for everyone to kind of open up that platform and let it run like that.
And the beats that you guys mainly do is predicated towards hip hop, correct?
Mostly hip hop and R&B.
Okay, all right, because I'm thinking now, you feel me? You got the wheels turn. I'm thinking maybe
Yeah.
you go to South America, see what
Mm-hmm.
they like to do. You go to Africa. Well, yeah, I know
Mm-hmm.
like Afro beats and stuff like that. It's it's arm length of what hip hop is. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking China's really a reach, but I know like the UK drill scene is big over there. So you know, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So
Now, please do, please do, please do. What's
what
up?
is your favorite part about the Beats and Sip experience?
My favorite part of Beats and Sip. I think my favorite part of Beats and Sip is watching people who didn't think that they could make anything like that, watching their excitement, watching them go from I don't know if I could do it, and then they get up there and now they're like dancing, and now they're being mad. Like literally, you watch the the fear that they had turn into excitement, and it's like
Mm.
now they're looking at me like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, just being like, no, you did that. Like I don't. My biggest thing is I don't want anybody looking at me after Beats and be like, yo, you did that. I was like, no, you did that. I set it up for you to succeed,
I give it
but
a
you have.
platform.
I gave you the platform, but you did that. You recreated that entire thing, and you made it dope, and you got everybody here singing. You got everybody in here dancing. That's my favorite part, watching them get to be that star for that moment. Because a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people want to be artists, right? Everyone sings, everyone raps, everybody, plays an instrument. It's music is one of the only art forms that everyone can say they had a part in. You know what I mean? Like at some point in your life, you sung, you rap, you did a song, you danced, everyone's been part of it. So it's like to provide that platform where someone who may, like for me with painting, I've always wanted to paint, but I didn't think I could ever paint anything. So to finally get a place in time where I'm finally the Van Gogh I see of myself in my head, and now I can walk around with this thing and be like, even if I never did anything else like this ever again, I had this one moment in time where I got to be the creative I've always seen myself as.
Mhm.
That's my favorite part of Beats and Sip, where I get to give someone else that moment where they get to be the creative they've always seen themselves as.
Dope, dope.
Yeah, man.
Would you would you say that most people create fire beats for the most part?
Oh yeah,
Like not would 10 out of
there's no
10?
way. A 10 out of 10.
Whack
If never,
beats?
no
Really?
way.
So
None.
how much are you assisting them through the process, or is it like you just give them the board, like you just go ahead and do what you got
Oh
to do?
hell, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Right.
Not.
Okay.
I give them. I set the sounds accordingly to where literally, if you follow the format, you'll be good. I
Got
said,
you. You make it simple.
yeah. Well, I make it simple, but I make it fun, right? Because if you make it too simple, then it's like, all right, it's
Mhm.
like the whole idea is, I want you to feel you have to do something. This is not going to come together unless you do something. So I set the platform, give them the direction, and as long as people trust and believe me, man, it's gonna come together for them every single time. Ask any, and you can listen if you can go through the beats on the YouTube page and like go through the songs. Like if there's any whack joints, you say it. But if you listen to it, all them joints is ringing. Like mad people can be like, yo, I want this beat, I want this beat, I want this beat, and like that's what kind of sparked the idea of like, yo, I gotta start moving these because.
Mhm.
And why not move? There's nothing stopping me from making them that night with everybody, putting them on, them selling. Everyone still gets what they want out of it, and the people who came through, they make money off of it. It's like it's such a win for everyone. Everyone involved gets a win out of that.
Have you ever heard a beat that you felt like was more fire than the beats that you make?
Yes.
Interesting, from amateurs. That's very interesting. You ever thought like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, let me just hop on this beat? Like, yo, like
Nah. That would be because it's like I set it up a certain way for them to do it, and then when it goes a little bit different, I don't let them know. Like I don't tell them, oh, this beat came out differently. I saw it in my head. Like I have sounds kind of set up a certain way, and like I've watched people like press a sound and it go differently than I expected, and I don't tell them anything. I just adjust it on my end and let them keep going in that same direction.
mm,
And I'm like, wow, that's dope. That's dope. Like to them, it's like, oh, that was part of the plan. But little do they know, they just created something completely different that I saw. So I think it would be corny for me to kind of be like, oh, I'm gonna get that. I think that's the fun of it. And I still benefit. It isn't like someone makes a fire beat and what I'm saying? I still benefit because the night is dope. My goal at that moment in time isn't to be the best producer or the best artist. My goal is that everyone has fun. So if the beat is not fire, then the night is whack. So not only
mm,
I lose twice. So if the beat is
mm.
whack, the person who made the beat will feel like, oh, this is trash. But then the entire night is dead because it's like, yo, get this trash shit out of here. Like, what the fuck is this? It's like it's meant to feel like a big studio session. It's meant to feel like when people ever been to a studio session and you watch people like put some joints together, you're like, oh, this is hard. And you like that's the vibe of Beats and Sip. It's a big studio session that everyone gets to vibe in and play their part in. That's what it's like.
That is absolutely fire, bro. Wow, I'm
Appreciate
loving this idea.
it.
Has
Appreciate
anyone
it, man.
ever had too many sips and maybe not
Hell yeah.
forward the best beat?
It's not even that at that point they haven't made the best beat. Is that now they're extending this process much longer than need be. Like
Okay,
my boy Edison he's come to the last two Beats and Sips, and he gets lit, and everybody gets lit. But then he wants to start doing this other stuff to the beat, start doing this extra stuff. I'm like, yo, bro,
keep it
just
simple.
stick to the format, bro. I got you. It's to the point where I know for a fact when he comes up, I know he's gonna try something extra, and I have like separate things to be like, all right, well, it's not gonna work unless you do this. Like I've literally have to booby trap it.
It's not gonna register to him.
It's not exactly. It's not gonna register to him because he's still gonna do the same thing every time. But yeah, I'm not outside of him. I'm not too worried about anybody, being a little too lit and the beat not coming out dope. Because once again, I've prepped everything in such a way that the only way it can not be dope is if you don't come up at all. That's it. The only way.
Has someone ever had too many sips and still put forward a fire beat?
Of course. Of course. We'll put it like this. Everybody after like the fifth person is crazy lit. Everybody, because you got to think by that point, we've been there for maybe about like 15, 20 minutes. They've already got the 2 drink tickets. Now it's time for some more drinks. By the time the fifth, sixth person come up, everybody after that, you know what I'm saying? They got the moves going. They get a little saucy. They slurring their words. So yeah, yeah. I've definitely watched some drunk people put together some fire beats. Absolutely.
Mumble rap, right? You slow your words, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mumble beats. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that is all the questions that I have for you. Beats and Sips sounds like, bro, it's gonna take off. I'm so thankful that you gave me the opportunity to do the interview with you early on. Don't forget me when you at the top. Every all your links gonna be in the description. Please subscribe and all that. Follow him too. Seems like quite the nice gentleman.
I try to be.
Appreciate it, man.